Oh boy, the transfer window deadline, two very unhappy players. Also trying to keep the board happy. And we have to play Manchester City as well. Sounds like the week from hell. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to the Liberty Stadium, and if you're a first-time visitor, then why not do all that good stuff and follow along what has been an emotional roller coaster of a journey here with Swansea City. And as you can see, we are doing okay at the beginning of this season. We've played 3, we have 7 points, and we are 2 points behind Chelsea. But next up is, of course, Manchester City. And so who knows where we're going to be at the end of this episode. And in terms of what's been happening on the pitch, well, deadline week is always going to be a problem. And as a result, we have two very, very unhappy players at the club. We have Arthur Theet, who was very, very disappointed on deadline day not to be allowed to leave for Paris Saint-Germain. But I tried to explain to him that we needed time to find a replacement, and he was still unhappy, but eventually he agreed to waiting until we could find a replacement, and we've agreed that if in the winter PSG are still interested in him and he still wants to leave, we will let him go. So we are looking for a replacement for Arthur Theet, unfortunately. And then young boy Nazarino Bulgarello, we refused to let him go out on loan to Brest in France. I simply can't afford to have only 2 wingbacks. The way that the injuries happen to wingbacks, I've decided that I need to keep this young boy at the club. And if there are injuries, he may well get his chance in the first team, and that might appease him. And also, if we don't get the injuries this season, then possibly we can let him go out on loan in the winter transfer window, and hopefully that will keep him happy either way. At the moment, though, I'm not prepared to let him go, even though he wants to go and he's very disappointed. He's not high up in the hierarchy, so at the moment nobody's taking sides with him, and it's not disrupting the club atmosphere, the managerial support at all at the moment. We also had a problem with Yaxin Adli, and we just about managed to keep Yaxin Adli happy, which is very, very good news. He is probably the best midfielder that I have. Even though he's only rated as 2.5 stars at the moment, he is without a doubt my best midfielder, and I was not willing to let him go. He was approached also from PSG, and I turned down that offer, but when he got upset, I managed to persuade him that he was a very important player and that I didn't want to lose him, and he accepted that and was very happy about that. So then he became happy to stay. So it was very, very nervy, the transfer window, but I don't think there's too much damage done in terms of what happened. And in terms of what happened, as you know from the last episode, we were in desperate need to find a first-team left back. And what actually happened was that we were looking at this guy Nuno Mendes, and we bought him from Paris Saint-Germain for £92 million. He wanted to come here, and so he agreed to come here. And I'm hoping that that has now solved the issue at left wing back, and that he's going to be our first choice left back for a long, long time to come. And so that was, I thought, a nice bit of business, but his salary is very high at $225,000 a week. And so we had to look at how we were going to replace that. And we let Hannibal go out on loan, saving us a great deal of wages. I think they paying 90% of his wages. And they do have... he will be joining permanently at the end of the current season. So we are saying goodbye to Hannibal, and but hopefully we have enough strength in depth in midfield with Shortire and Adley, and we will be able to survive quite nicely without Hannibal. And so things worked out in the transfer window, but in terms of pleasing the board, I'm not doing a very, very good job. They want us to make the most of set pieces, and they're very disappointed that we are not becoming a good set piece team. I really don't understand that, because firstly we don't have great set piece takers, and we are scoring enough goals without relying on set pieces, so I really don't understand that one. And I think in my next contract negotiations I'm going to be trying to take that out. Also disappointed that we are not signing enough players under the age of 23 for the first team, and that one I don't understand either. And if we were to organise the squad in terms of their age, you can see that we have 9 players under the age of 23 in the first team squad, and one who's 24, and the maximum age is 29, and I see this as a very young squad, and I don't know why the board are complaining. We have brought in a number of young players who are currently in the squad, and they just seem very, very difficult. Very difficult to try and keep happy, this board. But in terms of what's happened on the pitch, when you were last with us, you saw us win the Community Shield by 2-1 against Manchester City. We then had a really good 5-1 victory, which you saw against Aston Villa. Away at Wolves, we managed a 2-1 away victory, which was difficult, but we got there in the end. And then we had a very, very tough game, a very close game against Liverpool. And it was Liverpool who made the better start. And Osmo found himself in space in the box, fed Mo Salah, and that made it 1-0. But this Swansea team, we never gave up, and 2 substitutes, Denner and Theet, combined to equalise. Theet on the underlap blasted it into the back of the net. 1-1 was the score. And so that leaves us where we are. We are third in the table on 7 points. It's been a very, very good start to the season, but now we have to play Manchester City. Probably one of the 2 toughest games that we will play all season, home and away against Manchester City. So let's go and play Manchester City. And so the team for today is Costa in goal, Pobega, Karacha and Theet at the back. Timber and Malacia will play as wing-backs. Etim, Adley, Wirtz will play in midfield, and Denner and Vitinha will play up front. This is a very much rotated team. We had a lot of players coming back, very, very tired after the international break, and it has left us very, very short especially at the back and in midfield. But we do need to go and do our best. There are still players lacking in fitness, and if we just do our best, then that's all I can ask from them. If you've been following along, then you'll know that we never actually are very optimistic when we're playing Manchester City. We don't win very often, and I suspect that this is not going to be a winning game today. And I can only hope that the City players are feeling as tired as our players are coming back from the international break, and that we can just do our best and get a good result here. I just don't want to be annihilated and have morale drop, and I don't want to drop too far down the table either. So hopefully home advantage, we might get something out of this game. Who knows? We're not going to sit back anymore against Manchester City. We're going to go for it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It is Manchester City who have had the better of the opening exchanges, but we do have a corner, and that's headed away. And it's picked up by Manchester City. And here is Bernardo Silva. And I hope that we don't give away a penalty early on against City, which we normally do. And that is intercepted by Theet. He finds Costa with a long long ball upfield, and that's going to be collected by Manchester City. They're a much better team than we are, and anything we can get out of this game will be a bonus. As Theet is looking forward to Vitinha. Vitinha is trying to get on the end of it, but it's defended well by Manchester City. And we just need to keep Haaland quiet today. But here is a ball over the top, and Manchester City are looking the stronger team. And there is a chance, and it's a great save. And it's come back, though, and they have a chance, and it's put past the post, and we have survived. If we can just survive the early exchanges, then maybe we might have a better chance of getting something out of this game. In terms of possession, we are dominating possession, but Manchester City are creating the better chances. We're not creating enough chances, and maybe we need to do something about that. It is all Manchester City, so I'm going to have a look at what I might be able to do. I'm going to increase the tempo a little bit to see if we can't create some more chances. But at the moment, it remains 0-0. We are just about in this game, and at half-time, you can see there's a huge difference between the two teams. We are not creating enough. And I'm just going to say we're in the position we deserve to be. We're not being creative enough, and I wonder if there is something that I can do in the second half to try and address this. But it remains 0-0. We've only had one shot in the entire game. But is this going to be a game where we just can sneak it? Who knows? 60 minutes are gone now. And we do have Etim, who is very, very tired. So we need to bring Etim off. And I think we will bring on, it's very difficult to know who to bring on. I might have to bring on Adisio as the central midfielder. Again, another young boy. And hopefully he can provide some inspiration for us. What I might do is switch Adley, but Adley is also very tired. So let's have a look at what we can do. I'm not sure I can actually do anything here. I'm going to bring Shortire on, switch him and Adisio around. We do have Karacha also, who's very, very tired. But I don't think there's much I can do in terms of him. And he's just going to have to keep going. Malacia is also tired, so we will bring on Nuno Mendes to play for the last few minutes. And it is still 0-0. We have been dominated. I do suspect that Manchester City will probably sneak this at the end, but if we can hold out and for a 0-0 draw, that will be absolutely wonderful. But it is City on the attack, and as I suspect they are going to score at the end, and there is a chance, and it's gone over the bar, and we have just about survived. We are looking very tired at the back, but can we hold on? And we can. Well, there is another highlight, and here is Denner. He's this young boy that we've brought in, 18-year-old who wanted to be a star player. Wirtz has put Vitinha through. Come on, Vitinha, can you score? And he can't. And it is ricocheted off. He has picked up the ball. Can he find support? He can't. We had the last chance of the game, and Vitinha couldn't put it away, and it remains 0-0. We'll take this against Manchester City. It's never going to be easy against them, and they will be bitterly disappointed they didn't win this. But with time, it was 2 minutes of over the added time, and we still have the ball. And can we produce a chance? As Karacha finds Shortire. Shortire is looking for Mendes, but it has come to an end, and it remains Swansea 0, Manchester City 0. It was one of those days, or I'm gonna say I didn't like what I saw from the team. They were not good enough. We didn't create enough, but we managed to hold on and get a point. It does leave us in 5th place, which is disappointing at this point in the season, but we have played 2 very difficult fixtures, and we do have the opportunity to go on a winning run now. I expect us to win in the Champions League, and then we have West Brom, Birmingham, Brighton and Newcastle. I expect us to see this month out very, very favourably indeed. And so that's it for this video. It's still going well, I would say. We've got 2 very difficult fixtures out of the way. And if you are new to the channel, why not subscribe, watch, like and comment. Help the channel to grow and help us to support that very worthwhile cause that you can see scrolling above. And from a very, very satisfied Liberty Stadium, I would say, I will bid you all farewell. And we will see you in the next episode.